make some motherfucking body shut up. First of all, consider that a motherfucking talk about it. Shout and vote, cross it up. Get caught up in the fight.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Bracket. This is Alex Hart. I am your Sorcerer Supreme, and we're going to have a special, I would say ladies' night, but I think every night is ladies' night. I think this is a place of equality and acceptance.
Yeah, respecting women is an all-day, everyday thing.
I agree. And
for me.
It's not even a constant effort, you know, it's natural.
But we got a special themed episode for you guys today. I'm excited.
I'm excited. We're going to do just ladies this episode. It's ladies! We got 16 competitors. And that was actually hard to sort of dig through to get just 16 of the most iconic ladies. We're going to have to do more than one of these.
Yeah, if we're being honest, this is pretty much inspired by Wonder Woman coming out, which looks pretty good. I don't think any of us have seen it yet. It just came out, but so she's going to be in it. But there's a lot of great characters to choose from.
Pretty pumped about it.
I've heard it's fantastic.
Whittle it down to a small 16-character list.
Well, we have 4 guys here today. Again, I am
a surprise for you.
I
got a ladies' night surprise for you.
We have 4 guys here. I am Alex. I am your Sorcerer Supreme. We have Carson's to my right. Say hi.
Y'all.
We got Sam across the room. What's up, buddy?
What up? What up?
And then to my left is the lovely Murph.
Hey,
the most
thank
lady
you.
of the group, I think.
Oh, really?
That's a compliment.
He is
too.
the reason why ladies listen to this.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That smooth, velvety voice, I can't get past it. I can't.
That deep, manly, grizzly voice.
I'm like avoiding talking now. Appreciate that. Yeah.
All right, well, let me knock out the contact information real quick. We have at the FN Bracket on Twitter, EFFIN. We have Facebook.com/TheBracketOfficial. TheBracketRules@gmail.com. TheBracketSucks@gmail.com. And then we have TheBracket.org, where you can see all the competitors. You can also go on and donate there, where we have a PayPal and a Patreon set up, which we really appreciate. So, you guys ready to do the thing? Oh, gosh, I always forget these. We have ads to do. Carson, you got the first one?
Yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by St. Michael's Christian Conversion Camp. Is your son gay? Gross. Regardless of why he chooses to do this to you, send him on down to St. Michael's Christian Conversion Camp. He'll spend the summer with other gay youths reading the good book. That's right. They'll spend the summer bunking with other known gay boys, none of whom promise to stop being gay. Anyway, we'll hammer that attraction for girls right back in there. But you can't have sex with them either. Nope, not with the men and not with the women. But you got to want it with the women? Is that right? God damn, that's specific. Anyway, we'll go Clockwork Orange all over your child. But don't take my word for it, and pretty soon we'll have some testimonials that will go here. St. Michael's Christian Conversion Camp. Do the very specific things God does or does not want you to do with your penis. Today!
Okay, we are also brought to you by... Good
That was hard to read.
That was fucking amazing.
You did well. Is a joke, by the way. Have gay friends.
We are also brought to you by your mom's new boyfriend, Harold. Guys, I know he's never going to replace our real dad, but mom's looks are fading, and she can't wait around forever. Besides, Harold's got that cool motorcycle, and he said we can ride on the back when we get old enough. Let's give him a chance. Thanks, Weekend Dad.
Good for Harold, man.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, man. We can go out for ice cream later. So, let's hop into the actual ladies bracket. I'm really excited about this one.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
All right, now before we hop into the bracket, one thing real quick. We are going to fight in the standard bracket coliseum. So if you're not familiar with those rules, you can go back to episode 0. We have a whole breakout where I read them off. You can also go to thebracket.org, and there you can see all of them written out verbally. So, standard coliseum, regular 101 bracket fights.
Basically no obstacles, nothing to hide behind. It's just bare bones.
Yeah, more or less they're going to start on opposite sides of the football field. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I argue it's probably nicer, though.
Yeah,
I think, maybe some
Than
like
a football
different
field?
color schemes. Like, maybe some matching stuff.
Oh,
like,
because it's a ladies' night.
I just think it'd be the same but better, possibly.
Yeah, I'm imagining it a bit drab. A lot of sand, a lot of sandstone.
Well, we can, yeah.
He's trying to spice it up because it's ladies.
I could dress it up.
Okay, yeah, we can, let's just keep it standard, I suppose. Anyways.
Murph is trying real hard not to be the sexist of the night.
I'm really trying. It's really going to be tough.
Okay, so the first fight is Bayonetta fighting against Black Widow.
Okay, so I'll take Bayonetta. She is from the game Bayonetta. She's pretty strong. She's a heavy hitter. So she does this thing where if you dodge at the last minute, the absolute last possible second, she goes into this kind of bullet time. So she'll go in fast motion, but it appears that everybody else is going really slow, and then she can get off a bunch of attacks. She has 4 guns, 2 one in each hand, one on each foot at least, and she usually has some other kind of weapon with her. But she's a witch, so we don't usually allow anybody to summon anyone, but she can summon these big demons that are made of her hair, and she'll punch with a giant fist made of her hair, or if she gets off a combo, she'll punch or kick with a giant leg made of her hair. So she's real strong. She's hard to hit, and she can take a whole lot of damage.
She has
super
a foot
strong
gun?
Yeah, two.
I was still
she's
stuck
got
on the
guns
foot
on
gun.
her heels. and
Her
then-
stiletto heel is the barrel of a gun kind of thing.
She has 2 normal guns too, right?
Right. Yeah. But in the game, you can get more different kind of guns, but I'd say standard is 2 basically unlimited pistols in her hand and 2 unlimited pistols on her feet.
Just walking around's got to be stressful, though. Like, you're like, do
I mean,
not
how
curl
do you-
your toes.
How do you aim a
walking
gun to
down
your
the
leg?
street.
But she does it. But she can like walk on walls and, like I said, kind of slow time and just general witch magic stuff. And she's hard to beat.
Yeah, she's gonna be real hard to get taken out by Black Widow.
Black Widow has a shittier gun, and one of them. And So anybody want to do Black Widow?
I mean, I'll take a swing at it if you want. So Black Widow is obviously, she's of the Avengers. We all saw her in those movies. She is
ScarJo.
Yeah, ScarJo.
Fine.
Anyways,
Wonderful actress.
yes. Black Widow. She is a spy. She's, I think she was trained Russian initially, and then she came over to the Americas, and she has like the wrist little darts and stuff that she can shoot out. That's kind of her like Batman sort of utility belt. She's a master martial artist. She's an athlete. She's a gymnast, an accomplished ballerina. She's got, I was looking at the full list of all the like martial arts that she's trained in. She's obviously got like jujitsu and boxing and karate and stuff. She has ninjutsu, which I always thought was just a fictional thing.
Pretty sure it is it not?
I only hear of that in anime.
Yeah, and Turtles.
Naruto.
Well, she's trained in Naruto-ness,
Yeah.
I suppose.
She's very much not
on
trained
the-
in Naruto-ness.
On the team, on the Avengers, I think her best asset is the espionage, the spy stuff she does. She'll gather intel, and I mean, she can hold her own for sure, but she doesn't hit like Captain America or Iron Man. She's
Now-
got a little gun, and
Does Bayonetta have any kind of? Is she as skilled in hand-to-hand combat?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, she can make like demon portal fists
Well, yeah,
too.
and she's also like 500 years old. I don't think there's nothing at all Black Widow can do at
Yeah.
all to Bayonetta.
she sounds
Yeah.
like a mutant version of Black Widow.
Yeah, that's not like a witch version of Black Widow.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, Black Widow has a couple other things that kind of boost her. Technically, she's like bioengineered and a little enhanced by like nanobot kind of stuff that makes her a little bit stronger and a little bit faster than she
Black
should
Widow?
be able to do. Yeah, she's been what is it? What's the exact wording? It was like
Bioengineered? Is that sort of
Bioenhanced?
word?
Bioenhanced.
There
That's
we
the word I'm
go.
looking
That's
for.
that
So
makes
she's
more
been
sense.
bioenhanced.
Enhance.
and she can't like her she can heal a little bit faster than most people can. She's a little more faster, more intelligent. She's a master strategist, but at the end of the day, she could take a gun, put it point blank against Bayonetta's head, and I don't think it puts Bayonetta out.
No, I mean, if she could hit her, and Bayonetta might, I mean, she could probably literally dance around the bullets, because that is her thing too.
True.
Yeah, there's no way.
So if a shot from somebody like Black Widow is not enough to drop her, like let's say she does manage to get point blank, I seriously doubt she would anyway. But what does it take then? Like what kind of
for
durability
Bayonetta?
are we talking about?
She's pretty high up there, man.
Yeah, she fights these massive angels and huge demons and stuff. Like I think Medusa is in the second one. She goes hand to hand with Medusa. People shoot guns at her all the time, and it's usually in cutscenes when people shoot guns at her, and she just dodges all of it. She doesn't get hit a lot in cutscenes, and if she does, it's like by a sword or a fist. So you don't really see her get hit by bullets much. But
Yeah,
I don't think it would. Based on the other stuff I see her get hit with, I think she'd be okay.
I feel like she's a person who's been in the Matrix and is pretty good at it.
Yeah,
That
sort of thing.
I don't want to just completely throw it out because I feel like if anyone's going to be fast enough to like possibly dodge like the fists and all that kind of stuff, it would be someone like Black Widow that is that agile.
If a regular human was going to, that she'd be a great candidate. But she can't hurt her. Does anybody not think Bayonetta for this one?
I'm fine with
No,
Bayonetta.
really?
I
think-
wanted to throw out the
I
argument.
was looking at the contenders on this list. I think Bayonetta's going to be a real sleeper. I think she's going to make it a lot farther
She's
than
a
I thought
killer.
she would.
This list is going to range from, unfortunately, Black Widow to really high up there. On
Yeah,
on a
I
way
would say
different scale.
that's about the strongest versus almost the weakest.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that range. Okay, so the next fight, so Bayonetta having won that one, the next fight is Chun-Li fighting against Elastigirl.
Man, Chun-Li's cool as shit.
Chun-Li's so rad.
Anybody else grow up with Street Fighter?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2, man. I think I played it like anytime I went to a grocery store and there was a Street Fighter 2 game there. I played it every time.
I mean, I'm a Smash guy now and have been for a while, but I still memorized all the combos for the Hadouken and the the uppercut and the tornado kick, the a 20-cent boob job. I know I do that one, and I'll never forget those button combos to do that shit.
That is actually what he's saying.
I was looking up at Chun-Li today, and one of her most famous attacks is that rapid kick that she does. Apparently, all you do is just press A a whole bunch.
You just mash.
It's just super easy.
Fast enough, and then you can. My understanding, again, I'm not a Street Fighter guy. She can win a tournament. She's pretty good, but I don't know. I never played with her. I was always Ryu or Ken, most likely Ken.
Oh,
M.
let's do
Bison.
that. Okay, you were M. Bison?
M.
Really?
Bison.
Really?
Oh, really?
You would.
He was cool.
What about you, Sam?
He was
I like the
huge
bad
buff
guys.
guy. He was like 6'7". You ever play it, Sam?
Yeah, I played it a couple times, and then every time in the arcade, and Ryu is my always go-to.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why he's one of my favorites in Smash.
Oh, dude, he's good in Smash. Sam's got a sick, nasty Ryu, man. He's got those bullshit combos he's memorized.
He's pretty dope.
Oh, you're really good. I was a Sagat guy. I like Sagat and
Sagat's cool as fuck.
Guile. Sonic Boom.
Yeah. You got a lot of cool characters in there. But yeah, Chun-Li, man, she's got those massive thighs and just a really badass character. But yeah, so I mean, she can throw fireballs. She's like a scale from 1 to 10. She's like an 11 martial arts expert. Is she any kind of enhanced super strength? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think she's a Street Fighter.
I mean, we see all the Street Fighter characters are able to destroy a car by punching it, which was one of the little mini games.
Oh, she's like a
Detective.
Interpol kind of detective, right? She's like a FBI kind of high-level police or something.
Yeah, M. Bison killed her dad
Yeah.
in some nefarious evil scheme.
Naturally.
And she is now going after him, trying to get evidence to bring him to justice.
Mm-hmm.
Your
And
favorite
she's got to
character,
beat up a
Murph.
bunch of dudes in the street to get that evidence.
It's the only way. Street justice.
So who is she fighting?
She's fighting it's Elastigirl. So Elastigirl is from
Ugh.
From The Incredibles?
She's from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting one. I mean, because you could say Elastigirl, let's quickly run down what she's capable of. She's an elastic girl. She's the mom from the Incredibles movies, and she stretches really far. She's got a suit that is impervious to bullets and things.
Oh, that's
she
right.
can
Yeah, that's
actually
Fireproof. It's fireproof.
Shit, that
Specifically
was my argument
fireproof.
for Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, I was like, yeah, so she's stretchy like Reed Richards or Plastic Man, but to a much, much smaller degree. I don't think she could take nearly as much physical damage. But just like every stretchy character, you punch them in the face and they kind of wrap around your fist or your foot or whatever. I think if Chun-Li did that rapid kick to her, it would eventually start to hurt. However, she's got a pretty sick suit, man. I don't think her fireball is going to hurt her now, come to think of it.
It's not.
I think that all those things are going to give her some level of resistance, but I don't think it's going to really stop them from being fully effective. I think when you kick her and when you hit her, she doesn't seem to have that sort of silly putty thing where you squish into her once you land a blow. We also, I mean, I was looking up and I've seen the movies. She is of the caliber where if she stretches in a way that she doesn't want to and she's not ready for it, does actually injure her. I think that Chun-Li fights Dalsim, and Dalsim is the same guy, but actually well trained.
That's a good point.
I don't think Dalsim is anywhere near the same guy. I think his stretching is at least by the game controls, is super limited.
By the way, when I was a scrub, when I was a little kid, first starting, I did
Just
Dalzim
when you were a little kid?
because you could mash Dalzim just one button and hit somebody from across the room.
Down kick forever.
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh,
win
it's
that
such
shit.
bullshit. I had to do
my bullshit.
The corner flips where you flip at them
Yeah.
over and over to get closer, and you have to time it and hope they're not going to kick you. Oh, it's infuriating. But what I was going to bring up is I do not think Chun-Li is putting out nearly enough damage. And as far as the whole stretching against her will type deal, when they were testing out the suit was based around her elasticity, and they basically showed that it could stretch to any degree.
Yeah, pretty freaking
and as
far.
far as the fireball versus the suit's heat, the fire that she specifically shot at that suit was way more.
Yeah, because it's even in the Street Fighter game, that's a relatively small fireball that Chun-Li throws. And also, I mean, with any stretch character, and I think it's absolutely something that Elastigirl would do. Just she doesn't want to kill anybody. Almost none of these characters want to kill anybody. She's just going to wrap her up. That's incapacitation. It's done.
Well, standard incapacitation rules is that you have to be able to walk away.
Right. Well, she could wrap up her face and just knock her out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, suffocator.
I don't,
Something like that.
I don't think Chun-Li would have anything.
Yeah, Elastigirl, I looked it up. She can stretch up to 300 feet, which
That's
is
insane.
pretty dang far, man.
Yeah.
She can wrap around Chun-Li a few times. Chun-Li doesn't have any swords or anything to cut her.
Nothing.
And those fireballs, again, ineffective. Those are Mario-level fireballs right there.
She has those like spiked bracelets, but I don't think she uses those.
Not as attacks.
No.
Pretty cool looking.
She does a lot of like flipping in the air and then like spiking you downward with her feet, like landing on your head.
I'm going Elastigirl.
Yeah, Elastigirl.
Dang, I really like Chun-Li.
I was really excited about her because she is really cool. Oh man. I
Biggest
always do
quads in
this.
the bracket.
I wish we'd had Chun-Li versus freaking Black Widow, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I was actually thinking Chun-Li might be the weakest now that this fight's over, and I forgot she
But
was there.
We always we never handpicked the fight, so maybe one day.
Yeah, we randomized that. I don't know if people
Yeah.
know that at home. We're not just like pulling up a list and going, this would be a fun one.
Except for the doppelganger bracket, we do that. But that's
Yeah,
an
well, that was specifically designed to be like, here's a guy versus the same guy. Here's an apple compared to an apple.
Well, Elastigirl, right?
Elastigirl it is.
Okay, next fight we have Gamora fighting against Ghost in a Shell. So, Ghost in a Shell, her real name, somebody got that handy?
That's Major Mira Killian, and that is again Scarlett Johansson from Ghost in the Shell, the movie that just came out.
That was the teaser I was talking about earlier.
I saw the. I think I talked about it before. I saw the original cartoon and the live action movie. They're both good, but the if you've seen one, you've seen the other. Like shot for shot, the same thing. It's like they told the director, "Don't make a new movie. Just here's your blueprints. Make this again." And I mean, they're both good. But anyway, so the character is she's an android. You know, she's super strong. She has like a cyborg brain, so she can think fast. She's very smart, strategic.
She can hack people while she's fighting.
Yeah.
To the degree that, like, she will be in the middle of a fight, kicking a guy in the face, shooting guns and stuff, and then hacking security cameras to get a different angle to view them in a certain way.
And she's got, with fighting prowess and strength, robot accuracy and robot strength. Somebody take the other gal.
I was gonna pass it off to Hart, but as far as Gamora goes, super high level assassin, was brought up by Thanos as like a daughter. And the funny thing is that actually has a correlation with this fight I was finding was that she had always been kind of bad, at least by the movie, had always been battling with like her sister. And her sister is a cybernetically enhanced assassin. So basic and super strength. Gamora has like a super strength, at least in the movie. She picked up that giant arm cannon.
Thing, yeah.
Has a sword. She doesn't really seem to love guns, from what I understand.
No, she's not big into guns. She's. They call her the deadliest woman in the galaxy. She's
That's a cool title.
the coolest assassin, like that you can hire for your bounty or something, as far as the Marvel universe is concerned.
Oh yeah, and I was reading from her backstory. It gets kind of dark, but
Dude, it gets mad.
like, it's real dark. Well, I'll give you a taste of it. She gets raised by Thanos, and Thanos is not a very nice guy. But she kind of runs off on her own, and she gets attacked, and she gets raped a bunch, and that's part of her backstory. But you know what that made me think of? Again, super dark. We should have next time, and I think we're going to do it next time because there are so many great characters we had to choose from.
Yeah, I think it's silly the idea that we would have one female bracket ever. I mean, there were so many characters. We just picked 16 that we thought were good, but there's tons more. I mean,
what I'm thinking of is we should next time we'll put Red Sonja in there.
Oh,
You guys
she's
know
a
Red
badass.
Sonja? And there's a Carrie Nord, the artist. He did one of the Conan graphic novels, and she's a big character in the Conan universe. Man, it shows her backstory. She was like kind of a dainty. I can't remember the specifics, but she was a dainty lady, and then she either wished wrong or somehow got roped into a bad situation. But basically, I think she wished to be strong. She wished to be a strong fighter, and this evil witch that granted her wish kind of sent her into this dimension where, kind of like Prometheus, he dies every day and gets reawakened and sort of thing. But she goes in there just wet and dripping and scared. She goes in there, and I think the witch throws her a sword or something, and then hordes of these demons come after her, and like day after day after day for months and years, they just she has to defend herself until they just take her and do whatever to her and then kill her. And then she wakes up the next day, and it happens all over again until she becomes strong, and that's the process. Anyway, it makes her a fucking crazy badass fighter, but she had to live this eternity life of getting the worst stuff you can imagine happen to her, and it made her super strong, like as a person. But anyway, pretty similar to Gamora now that I think about it.
Gamora, yeah. So Gamora, she's she was the last of her race, and Thanos takes her and says, "Okay, you're going to be my daughter. I'm going to make you into a living weapon." She eventually goes back and finds the people that killed her race, and then she's working for Thanos. Finds out that Thanos is kind of a bad guy too. Joins up with not Star-Lord, Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock, who you'll likely see in the next Guardians movie. Yeah,
no spoilers, but they reference Adam Warlock in the Guardians 2.
Yeah, and we're kind of led to believe that that's gonna maybe come down the pipe for the next one.
Yeah,
but she's a killer. She's a badass. She's of the level that like I've seen her fight against like Thor and stuff and do very, very well. And this is a guy who should have the capacity to take her out because she doesn't really have super strength or anything like that. She's just very, very, very well trained.
Well, Gamora, I mean, in the movie, she does lift up that giant ship cannon and shoot it at her sister. I mean, I don't think she's like thing strong, but and she also has some kind of level of healing factor. But,
yeah, I've never seen it said that she has true super strength, but you see her do things that are a little bit bigger than what
she's an alien, so
do.
I'd imagine she's probably better than a regular human person. But
okay,
anyway,
so she's fighting against the Major. How does the Major do?
I think she's got to be stronger than the Major and got to be faster, better all around, really.
The Major's just a bad version of her sister, and not her sister does and actually knows who Gamora is and can make those strategies and attack you in a way that I think will be effective.
Too true, man.
Major's like, this is the first time I've met you. I'm swinging at the dark against you. I mean, Gamora's really got the tools to put this one out, I think.
Yeah.
What are they going to bring? I think Gamora's going to bring probably some knives or sword or maybe something like that, but not a gun. And I think Major's going to bring a gun.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Gamora gets shot at all the time, so I don't know if that gun makes a big difference.
That's what I was
going to
say. I mean, in the last movie, there was a ship flying at her, shooting at her, and she was able to avoid those. So, I mean, those are probably bigger and faster than whatever Ghost in the Shell's bringing.
That's plot armor.
Yeah,
Fair.
a little
True.
bit. Yeah.
I haven't heard that phrase. That's very astute. Plot armor.
Okay,
That was
so
a good word, too.
Here's a big factor, though. The Major can functionally go invisible.
Oh man, how did we not talk about that?
We didn't.
I
We
feel
didn't.
dumb.
She has a cybernetic skin about her, and if I think doesn't she get like actually naked to do it or something? Am I wrong?
No, well,
I was
she has a
hoping she
robot
did.
body, so I mean, it's without clothes, but I mean, she doesn't have like parts.
Okay.
Really, you know what I mean?
I'm trying
it's
to
kinda like
remember.
mannequin, like it's just smooth. you know?
Okay, got it. Well, she goes invisible, and then she can. She had that fight with the dude in the water, and you see her footsteps,
that
and
was
she's
badass.
jumping around, and water's flying everywhere, and she's kicking him in the head. Badass.
Well, what are the limitations to that? Because that just might turn. That's a turning point in this fight.
Yeah, because Gamora, while she can heal, while she's very capable hand to hand, I don't know what she does with an invisible fighter, and I don't think that she's that much more durable than what the Major's going to be. I think if the Major turns invisible and lands 3 hits, that might be all she needs.
Well, I think the most dangerous one in the universe, I think she can have a little bit of Samurai Jack in her, where she can close her eyes and hear the Major coming. And if I don't think we ever really talked about this, but I imagine the Coliseum covered in sand. And
I imagine
think that she'll be able to see the footsteps.
I imagine sand with little patches of grass
That's
here
a-
and there.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a Coliseum. If there's dirt or sand or anything, she'll at least see the footsteps.
Yeah, like the movie Gladiator. That's what I was always picturing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
I think
sand
that's fair.
Basically.
With the tigers on the chains?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's
okay,
exactly
cool.
the
Yeah,
scene I'm thinking
that's
of.
literally what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, then Gamora's good enough to recognize your footprints.
Yep.
But to the same effect, I mean, the Major jumps, and she can jump really far and be in the air for a minute, and you can see where she was, but you may not see where she's going. I mean, the way her invisibility works, there's kind of a ripple effect. You could sort of see it. I wonder if they do that
Predator?
just for the viewer. Yeah, it is kind of Predator-esque.
Well-
But Gamora's good enough. Maybe she knows. Maybe she'd go, I can see that, and I can adapt accordingly.
I mean, so when the fight starts, it's 3, 2, 1. Then she turns invisible. Would Gamora be able to see that, like she has the guns on her and that kind of thing?
I would think so.
That 3, 2, 1, all those 3 seconds, they are not allowed to make any sort of aggressive action, anything that would help them out. If she was hiding the guns behind her back, then she wouldn't be able to see it. But I mean, that's not
I
how the
don't think
Major
she does
works.
that. Yeah. Well, the invisibility thing, it's actually specifically not like the Predator, because in that scene, it's really a great cinematic scene where she goes invisible and she's fighting a guy with a gun. And they're in like ankle deep water, which is really weird, but it makes for a really cool scene. But Predator would flicker in the water. She doesn't flicker at all. The only way he kind of sort of knows where she is because she makes splashes. I think if Gamora lands a hit on her, she's gonna ripple, and I think she might not be able to hold the invisibility. So if she lands one shot, the invisibility's gone.
Have we seen her be invisible and then take any damage, like get cut, and maybe
I think so.
her
Well,
guts
yeah,
or
that's
insides
what I'm
are
saying.
visible?
I think that sort of thing happens in the movie, if I remember
Okay.
right. Yeah,
well, then
that's what I'm basing that
I
on.
think Gamora is good enough to land once, and once she lands, she
Yeah.
goes, okay, there's my cut, there's the blood, now I'm going to go after that spot.
And I disagree with you. I think they are on a different level. I mean, I think especially if Gamora has some level of healing factor, I think that's going to be better than. I think she's going to be a little bit stronger, a little bit faster than Major.
I agree.
I think her just being an assassin in general kind of gives you that like instinct as well. Like, so it's like she fires a shot, invisible or not. A lot of times, if you can see where one or two are coming from, you can predict where the next one's going to come from. I think Gamora's of that skill level.
Yeah, what's kind of breaking down to in my head is sort of Captain America fighting against like Solid Snake. Solid Snake doesn't have any of these superpowers, but he can go invisible and he's still really well trained. Is invisibility enough to take out the guy who actually has all the better tools? I think in this instance, it's not.
Oh, you know what? This might be throwing too much out there. So I don't know if this is a spoiler because the original movie's super old.
Like
But
20 years old.
yeah. Spoiler for Ghost in the Shell. The end scene, she's fighting this big spider spider tank thing that's got these this big, huge machine gun. So she's having a really hard time getting away from this big machine gun thing. And I think Gamora and the Guardians deal with giant monsters and giant spaceships and tanks and shit like that much more regularly than
Oh, yeah.
than
Yeah,
Major
their
would.
strength difference is way,
And she
way
handles it,
different.
you
Because,
know?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and again, spoilers. Her arms are like shattering and stuff. She's trying to like
She's trying to
pull
rip
off
the top off of the tank, which I mean,
I think Gamora would just do.
maybe. Yeah.
Why
I
is
think
the-
it's Gamora.
Why is the go-to robot animal a spider?
Because it's the scariest
Yeah,
one,
fuck
right?
spiders. That's why.
I mean,
That's fair.
It would be interesting to see a big robot bear in a bunch of movies. I think that would take me away from the movie if I just saw robot bears.
That's a
Yeah,
good point,
you know what?
actually.
There are several robot spiders in Ninja Gaiden, in the third one, at least.
Yeah, Wild Wild West. Remember they make giant
yeah,
robot spider?
yeah.
Like it's a common thing. I just started noticing.
Well, I don't think there are any robot spiders in freaking Sonic. Come to think of it,
What?
Yeah, there's
you're right.
gotta be.
I don't think so. They're usually like bunnies, and well, that's what's in them.
Well, I think they
don't
might
know.
choose spiders because like inherent, like we are genetically afraid of spiders.
Oh yeah.
I mean, whether you are or not, like there's something about just multiple legs and them crawling around that just will instill a little bit of fear in us.
Like a year or
it's-
two ago, I saw a study wherein I guess scientists they printed off different sized pictures of spiders and they would go to animals and they'd show an animal a picture of a spider that was the same size as that animal. Go, hey elephant, here's a giant spider, and animals across the board were like,
Yeah.
fuck that noise. I am not hanging out here,
Yeah.
and would like run away in fear. Everybody hates spiders. Spiders probably hate spiders.
Okay, I think we're beating a dead horse. I'm
Gamora?
going Gamora.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody into it.
Gamora it is.
Gamora.
All right, next fight is Harley Quinn fighting against Jessica Jones. All right, Harley Quinn, sure. Carstens.
Yeah, I'll do Harley Quinn. She is Joker's. I don't want like. Well, she started out as kind of Joker's sidekick, but since has gotten way more popular and is sort of her own deal now. But she's just really athletic, extra crazy, and great at hand-to-hand combat. And I guess she's smart at tactician stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure they write her that way, but no super enhanced strength or speed or anything like that. She's just really acrobatic. Usually brings a giant mallet with her or a baseball bat or something like that. Some kind of blunt weapon.
They equate that to her having super strength because it is a giant mallet and
yeah.
the leverage is hard, but she doesn't actually. I have no
Yeah,
reason to believe she has anything that's given her superpowers.
Yeah, she's a Batman villain, and they more so are not actually super enhanced.
She
But-
actually started off in the Batman animated show.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
they brought her
like,
into the
late
comics.
90s or mid 90s or something. Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the few characters
Well,
I
she's
can think
blown
of
up.
that was in a cartoon before they actually made it into the comic books.
I actually saw this thing recently on IMDb that was ranking like TV shows based on like popularity. That show was in like the top 10.
Well, yeah.
Like of
Oh,
all
so
time.
good.
Mark Hamill Joker. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
The
right.
best
dude,
Joker.
incredible.
Yeah.
Can anybody argue that there's a better Joker? No
I
way.
mean, voice maybe not, but Heath Ledger did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah.
But I see Alex's point to
Yeah.
the God, just so iconic. Whenever you think Joker, you
Yeah.
think of that cartoon Joker from the 90s.
For
like,
real.
Every
Oh, God.
time.
Harley Quinn, and you gonna do JJ?
Okay, and yeah, I'll take Jessica Jones. So Jessica Jones, she is the wife of Luke Cage. She's part of the Defenders, which is kind of like a grassroots sort of super team where you've got Iron Fist, and you've got Luke Cage, and you've got Daredevil. They basically like. There's like 6 guys who are like, this is a city block that you can't fuck with. Yeah, get out of here, bad guys.
If the Avengers were the A team, these guys are like the C team kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
so she does have super strength. She does have flight. She's not particularly good at flight, or for the longest time she wasn't. She's had to develop that, which is interesting. Usually you see comic book characters, they kind of just get it. They just have their power and they go. She, throughout the comics, has gotten better at flying.
Can she shoot like projectile plasma? Okay,
I don't think so.
Like
She's got a friend that's got like venom blast. I forget what her name
Hellcat?
is. Hellcat's another one of her friends. I may be getting
Wildcat.
Wildcats. All right, so Jessica Jones and Harley Quinn. Jessica Jones is super strong, can fly. I don't think. I mean, well, Harley Quinn, her best chance is she tosses out like a toy, a Jack in the Box that opens up and there's poison gas coming out of it.
Knockout gas. I was just thinking
some kind of tricksy nonsense like that.
Which she would do. I mean, Jessica Jones,
would.
at least in the show, you see a lot of her being like, I don't have time for this, and she's a little too cool to do whatever's going on, and she'd be like, what is this little box? And it gets her in the face.
I see it where Harley Quinn starts to try and fight her, like, talks a little shit, like acts a little goofy. Jessica Jones punched her in the face, but I don't even think that's enough to just drop Harley Quinn right away. I think she then makes some snide remark about how the Joker hits her, and then dark as shit.
It's super dark.
We do dark this episode.
I don't understand people's obsession with wanting to be like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is in a terribly abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And I can't, all I see is just spousal abuse every time I watch that.
I think they've actually written her out of that relationship. I think she's kind of grown into her own entity now. I mean, she's not attached to his hip anymore.
Well,
She was.
Okay, so I feel like it bugs me because she's in a bad relationship. They got her out of that. That's fantastic. I really like that. And then, just for clickbait, in my opinion, now she's in a lesbian relationship with
that's
like
bullshit.
Black Canary or Poison Ivy. I know that she's bisexual, which I feel like is them just trying to be like, maybe it's them going like, oh, look how cool and like innovative we are, but it feels like pandering.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. When anytime you take an attractive female character in comic books and you're like, and they like kissing other girls, that doesn't feel like it's for the community. It feels like it's for some nerd guy at home.
Yeah.
Pandering can be cool sometimes. Just gonna throw
I feel
it out
like
there.
it's for some Murph guy at home.
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think Jessica Jones is going to fly over there. As soon as Harley Quinn sees her fly, she's going to go, oh, okay, this is a super. I probably can't go hand to hand. I'm going to try some of this tricksy stuff I've got. And I think some of that's going to land on Jessica Jones, but I think Jessica Jones has got too much fortitude. I think it's not going to be enough, and Jessica's just going to put her out.
I think Harley Quinn has one trick, and it is like a knockout gas or an explosive. I think if that doesn't work, which I think you get one shot at it, otherwise I think Jessica Jones puts you in the ground.
I think Jessica will get stunned by that, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I think the way I see it is it's a trump card. It's her last ditch effort. She'd have to take a beating and basically be near death, and then Jessica Jones comes up to finish it or something, and then maybe Harley Quinn just has something in her pocket, and hopefully it works, but I don't think it does.
I think it does work. I mean, we saw Jessica Jones for a long time. She was affected by Purple Man. Purple Man lets out a pheromone that controls your brain.
Well, since Purple Man, she's more immune to that.
You know
she's
why?
Stronger.
She's more immune as a mental thing. The Professor Xavier and Jean Grey put in mental blocks within Jessica Jones to make her be able to fight off. But biologically, I imagine she's just as susceptible to a gas in the face. Yeah. I think it does it. That's my vote.
Okay.
But I mean, I got a lot of hms and okay.
I vote JJ. I mean,
I'm just trying to think like, if she sees something like that, is she quick enough to react to get away from it? I mean, like how?
I think so because of the Purple Man stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. I'm going Jessica Jones.
I don't think Jessica Jones is tactical. I don't think Jessica Jones is crafty. I know that she's a detective and she has a smart mind when it comes to that kind of stuff. But every time I see her in a fight, she's just kind of like plodding around. She doesn't seem to want to be there, and she's not doing the smart like. Strategic stuff that she should do. She doesn't take stuff seriously.
Veteran would do.
Yeah, exactly. Like Captain America, or you grab Gamora, for example. Gamora is going to walk in there and she's going to go, "This is how I put people out. I don't give them the opportunity for this upper hand," and she's not going to do that. I think that she gets blasted in the face. She gets acid in the face. There's a lot of stuff that Harley Quinn doesn't play fair, man. I think she cheats.
Well, once again, it falls on Sam. What do you think?
Just. Based on the facts alone, I have to go with Jessica Jones. I know Harley Quinn. She's tricksy, but I mean against superhuman strength and flight and just superhuman. I'd have to go Jessica Jones.
People at home know the truth. Okay,
All right, what do we got?
Next fight is Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons, fighting against the Powerpuff Girls.
Does Khaleesi have her dragons?
Yes, we're going to give her dragons, and it's kind of a shame because she's a really powerful character. Is like her presentation, what she represents. She's a person who frees slaves, and she goes out there and
She's a great
queen.
leader, but physically,
Inept.
doesn't have like a gun or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't
she's
want to.
resistant to fire, but she doesn't have a gun or anything.
No.
No, she doesn't, and I don't want it to be like. Oh, I'm so powerful because I have a boyfriend kind of thing. Like, I don't want to define her in that way. But by herself, she's just kind of, I would say, durable to fire and then a good leader. And the dragons
And she
really
has
define
dragons.
her physical
Yeah.
power.
She's an
when she's
okay
going to
leader.
win.
Yeah, you might. There's a lot of strife in her kingdoms.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
all the time. It's
Okay.
just so much strife.
I try and kind of play that game as far as whether or not, like Game of Thrones characters specifically, whether or not they're effective. And I think that her section of the world is better than it was when she wasn't
Suction
there.
of the world.
I think that makes her a good leader. It's an improvement. It may not make her the best leader.
I mean, she does pick the right people to lean on also, which is another thing I think is important as a leader. You pick the right people to have around you, and she has done a decent job of that.
Dude, her and
Tyrion? Oh my
I
God.
cannot wait.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
I have the memory of a friggin' goldfish. Who's the other one?
The Powerpuff Girls.
Okay, yeah. Sugar Spice, everything nice. They're basically a step or two down from Superman. Each one of them.
And they each have their own little unique power. So I saw this today. Yeah. So let me get two things knocked out. One, Sugar Spice, everything nice. Sugar is Bubbles because she's sweet.
Naturally.
Spice is Buttercup because she's kind of a jerk. And then we've got everything nice is Buttercup,
Buttercup, yeah.
which
Blossom.
I had never
Blossom.
Blossom.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
it's Blossom. Everything nice is Blossom. The other thing is that there are special powers. So Blossom has ice breath, Bubbles has a sonic scream, and then Buttercup's special ability is that she can like roll her tongue.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, okay. That
That's
definitely
so
happened.
silly.
I think they fight much bigger dragons
On a
every
regular
day.
basis, yeah.
There's this is run of the mill. It's easy. This
They'll
is
probably
pie.
each take out one of them and
Yeah.
then just look at her and
She'll
ice
just
breath
fall
her or
over.
something.
Buttercup can just walk around and pick flowers for all it matters.
Yeah,
real.
they got this easy.
Yeah.
Oh, Powerpuff Girls.
Yep.
Boom. Okay, next fight is Professor McGonagall fighting against She-Hulk.
I'm really excited. I got a sweet treat for you guys. First ever, it's very appropriate. First ever lady guest is my beautiful wife Sam. I'm gonna grab her in just a second. She's like I said, I talk about her all the time as being an expert on Harry Potter, and she freaking is. She doesn't say it herself, but I swear to God. Let me grab her. Let me tell you real quick. Sam is the most insightful, wise, thoughtful woman I've ever met. And if you don't have at least one epiphany from her appearance on this show, then my name is Mud. Go ahead and tell him that thing you were saying that was like, blew my mind. You know what I mean?
I get, every time we talk, it's something new. As a matter of fact.
She speaks only in rhyme as well.
Okay.
So
It is customary to de-pants yourself when there is a new Sam on the mic. So to make
alright,
yourself
I'm in.
not be so nervous, my pants are off.
Okay. I am Sam, and yes, all the males are taking off their pants.
there we go.
This is
All right,
a lot
that's
more
much better.
than I wanted to see of most of you.
Welcome to the bracket.
All right, Sammy. Hey, you want to tell us about Professor McGonagall?
Okay, so Professor McGonagall. Definitely, if you know the Harry Potter world, Albus Dumbledore is top tier. She's right below that. Learned everything she knows from him. She's an animagus, so she can transform into a cat. Any spell you have seen in the Harry Potter world, she can do. So to give you a little bit, protection charm, she can stun, she can jinx, she can... she's obviously the transfiguration
What is a
teacher.
jinx? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. We talk over each other a lot on this podcast.
Yeah, and in life too. A jinx just, there's a bunch of different ones. There's ones there's like the bogey hex charm or boogie.
What does that one specifically do?
I just looked it up, and Ginny Weasley's really good at it, but I think it just makes you...
What's it do?
So you said,
Not a bunch.
sorry, you said McGonagall can turn into a cat?
Yes.
Like a house cat?
Yes. She can
Oh.
turn into a house cat.
Cool.
At will.
Claude or declawed?
Sorry.
It's important.
It's actually really important.
Hi, I'm Bethany.
Probably
yeah, by the way, I
Claude.
put Bethany on the mic too. She was around, so she's here.
Shut
And
up.
just a quick update, all the men are still just in boxers.
That probably won't change even after you leave. So,
Murph is sweet and took off his shoes and everything. He took his time.
have you ever tried taking off your pants over your shoes?
It's
It's
so-
horrible.
I feel like I've done a very poor job, but she's
Okay.
a very powerful witch.
So let's
There you
break
go.
that down real quick. So she's a student to or mentored by Albus Dumbledore. Okay, What is her expertise when it comes to magic?
Transfiguration.
Okay, so transfiguration is doing what exactly? Taking
She-
things and changing them, I think.
Yes. So she can transform animals, and the bigger the animal, the harder it is, which she is capable of doing. You
Okay.
won't find someone other than maybe Albus Dumbledore who's better at it than her.
Okay, so she's top tier when it comes to
She's
that.
top tier. She's
And-
right under Albus and Voldemort, probably.
I think I looked up that she had been on the Ministry of Magic for an amount of time.
Yes, it's not really talked about in the books, but she did work for the Ministry of Magic. More importantly, though, she's worked in the Order of the Phoenix, both times that Voldemort was at large. Then teaching at Hogwarts, which is where you see most of her magical skill.
So she's combat ready when it comes to
Yes,
magic.
absolutely.
Okay, and beyond that, does she have any particular items she uses a lot?
What I was gonna ask in the movie, like the seven or eight, when the whole school's getting attacked, doesn't she do something? She does something badass, doesn't she?
My dog barked. I'm sorry. He's here too. We got the whole family here.
It's a crowded room.
She has a lot of cool things. One,
Okay.
she makes all the suits of armor in the school come to life and fight. She, just flicks her wand and ties up Death Eaters and carries them with her. She can do nonverbal magic. She does not need to give away what she's about to do with verbal magic.
Okay, so she's up against She-Hulk. Now, she could do shape change, transform people. Is there a limit on that? Can she transform the She-Hulk as big as she could get?
She-Hulk is powerful. So basically, if I can run down She-Hulk's backstory, she is the cousin to Bruce Banner, and she got shot by a crime boss of some sort. Bruce Banner happened to be in town. She was injured and she needed a blood transfusion. She got a blood transfusion from him because he had a similar blood type. As such, she got the same affliction that is being the Hulkness.
And there's no way you couldn't know that was a bad idea, right?
Yeah, it seems a little
He's
short-sighted.
a scientist. I feel like he should have known better.
Well, it's that or she dies, I suppose. So she, ladies bracket. What am I thinking? Force of habit. So she gets the Hulk powers, and she's a lawyer by profession. She's actually viewed to be the greatest lawyer in the Marvel universe. There's a point in time, I know it's silly. There's a point in time actually where a galactic force had her doing lawyer stuff across the Marvel universe, and she was the best one. And she actually did lawyer stuff enough to get herself out of it. She reverse bladed. I don't know, filibustered or something. I don't know what lawyers do. I'm bad at it.
She Ally McBeal'd her way out of. That is the worst backstory I've ever heard.
90s.
She doesn't turn into the Hulk. She's always She-Hulk.
Yeah, she's just
Never
always
not
green.
She-Hulk.
That wasn't always the case, but it has been for a long time that she is always green. She's always, I think she's 7 feet tall. She's just a little bit bigger than what a normal person is. She's got super strength. She maintains her composure, which the Hulk doesn't usually, he can't do, doesn't ever really do. But yeah, she's got super strength, and that's about the end of it. She's got some level of durability. She's got a little bit of a healing factor. She, like Deadpool, can also break the fourth wall, so she can talk to the viewer in comic books. Which I think is a waste because she's not a really funny character or anything like that. It's just yeah, isn't it crazy what I'm going through?
That's weird.
Yeah. So, okay, so She-Hulk is fighting Professor McGonagall. I don't know what happens when she gets hit with some magic. Sammy, what do you think McGonagall leads with? Is it turning into a cat?
Probably not. I think she'd most likely just stun her. If she doesn't have any defense to magic, then she would just stun her. She wouldn't go for killing her at first, or in general.
I think stunning might be a little hard to keep She-Hulk down with. I mean, if you did the transmutation, if you actually made her something different, or I don't know, she's rough. She's a rough
McGonagall's
customer.
probably not leading with that though. She probably is leading with more of a stun. I'm going that direction too.
Could she turn She-Hulk into a house cat that is declawed, and then she could turn into a house cat that is clawed?
I've never seen her do human transfiguration that I can think of from the books or the movies.
I definitely think that she could, though.
Yes, absolutely, but they just haven't shown it.
I think if she does turn anybody into a cat, they're going to be... Oh, if she turns She-Hulk into a cat, it's going to be a fucking super strong cat.
Battle Cat, which is a green cat.
She's
named Cringer.
smarter than that. She wouldn't do that.
I definitely think that McGonagall has the tools. I just don't know what she does because I think that a stun spell is not a long-term answer for She-Hulk, and it might honestly just make her madder. And She-Hulk does have that Hulk thing where she ramps up, gets a little madder. There's got to be something else. It's the world of magic, and she's like the top 5 of that world.
She would turn her into a mouse, and then she'd be a cat, and then they would do Tom and Jerry till the mouse died.
I mean, you even see in the 4th book, Professor Moody, who's actually Barty Crouch Jr., turn Malfoy into a ferret. If he can do it, then McGonagall absolutely can.
That's a
the
really good
argument
point.
That's the argument I was going to use.
I
Nailed
know
I
none of
win.
those words.
But a human is transformed into a ferret in the 4th book. So if someone can do that, then she absolutely can. There's not someone who can beat her in transfiguration.
I think that does it.
Okay.
I mean, that just lifting her up in the air. You can't touch the ground. All your super strength means nothing. I mean, or turning her into a bird.
Yeah, She-Hulk is pretty one-dimensional. She's got to get her hands on the prof.
Yeah.
Real quick,
That's
gotta
fair.
rip on Alex for 2 seconds. You turn her into a bird and put her in the air. I feel
Okay,
like that's the
sorry.
bird's natural
I'm
environment.
doing my best.
Good job.
I'm distracted by how free I am right now. Ooh.
But I am sort of leaning McGonagall. I think absolutely she could turn her into something, and I think that right there could be enough.
I did not see that coming.
All right, McGonagall gets to round 2. Heck yeah.
We might need you when she comes back.
Maybe.
Sounds good.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it, ladies. We're going to get back to it. Okay, so next fight is Wonder Woman fighting against Princess Zelda. Princess Zelda and Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman, we got the movie coming out. This is why we actually started this bracket. I'm pretty pumped about it. So Wonder Woman is the daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta. I never know how to pronounce her mother's name.
Hippolyta?
Yeah, Hippolyta.
Hippolyta.
I guess I got it right.
Mascaria? Is it their
Yes.
place?
She's an Amazonian princess. She's been trained beyond any of the other Amazonians. She's got super strength. And it's actually kind of unclear whether or not that's because of her her godly heritage or if she's been magically gifted with that. I've heard different takes depending on the iteration of Wonder Woman that we're seeing. She's got those bands that can deflect bullets and such.
Gauntlets.
She has what else? She's got the lasso
She's got
of
the
truth.
lasso of truth.
Lasso
She's
of
got
truth.
a shield and
Her tiara.
gladius short sword. You know.
Yeah, so flight. She does have the jet that is not going to be a factor for this one. But, I mean, she's a killer.
Yeah.
She
She has an invisible jet,
Yeah.
which is just ridiculous.
So
but hey, we don't
stupid.
talk about that anymore. A lasso of truth is unbreakable. It makes you tell the truth, which is not. I mean, it's an unbreakable lasso, which she's good with. I don't know.
And
Truth
her
helps.
bracelets are unbreakable as well.
Yeah, she can actually slam her wristbands or bracers together, and it makes a big sonic
Gamma
attack
clap.
that made Superman's ears bleed and stuff. So I mean, yeah. But I wonder if that is more effective on Superman because one, it's magic, which he's got a weakness to magic, but two, he has super hearing as well. He'd be like, it's so damn loud.
Well, speaking of magic, so that's Zelda's whole deal. Is she's not particularly physically stout at all, but she's really heavy magic. But here's the thing, though: if we were talking about Zelda versus Superman, this might be a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think Wonder Woman gives a shit about magic.
That's a good point. Wonder Woman actually has a durability to magic because she is so infused with it because she has been around it for such a long time. It's funny because Wonder Woman and Superman hanging out all the time, I mentioned that Superman has a weakness to magic. If you shoot a fireball and it does 10 points of damage and it hits Superman, it does 20 points of damage. If it hits Wonder Woman, it does 5. So she's just a little more durable. Things just don't kind of hurt her as much.
And Zelda, I mean, she's powerful magic. She can do all manner of that stuff. And I think defensively, she's got, I think it's called Nairu's Love, that blue one, the blue kind of a shell around herself. I think Wonder Woman's going to break right the fuck through that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she's got anything for Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's magic is as good, if not better, and her training is
Wonder
dramatically
Woman has
better.
magic?
Well, I'm saying the magic items that she has about
yeah.
her. I don't think there's anything that Zelda's going to do that's going to make her lasso not work or break or anything like that. So yeah, Wonder Woman, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm
Pretty
good
easily.
with Wonder Woman.
This is a little editorial here. I haven't seen the movie. None of us have seen the Wonder Woman movie, right?
Nope, not I.
I have no idea how Gal Gadot, is that how you say her name? Gadot? I don't know the actress.
Yeah, it's hard to pronounce. I don't know her
yeah.
name. We'll call her
Gal is
Gal.
her name. Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
Gal.
she might do a great job. I don't know. I just know what she looks like, and she's very pretty and everything, and she might do an excellent job. I don't know, but I always imagine Wonder Woman is kind of like a CrossFit build. You know what I mean? Like built like a lady who's
A real Amazonian.
yeah, exactly, like kind of jacked up and
not a skinny. I mean, she's a little tall. She's a little skinny.
She looks fit. You know, it
She's-
looks like they took a I think she was like Miss Israel. I think it looks like they took Miss Israel and had her work out and stuff, and that's great. I always imagine Wonder Woman like having a CrossFit build, like kind of jacked up, and like I would really like to see that in a movie. I don't know if we're there yet. You know, like I don't know. I love working out myself. I like getting jacked. I kind of like jacked ladies a little bit, but
Fit girls are good.
You don't see anybody like that in Hollywood. And if there is a character to break out that jacked lady role, should have been Wonder Woman.
I
wish
was
they
voting
did.
for or hoping for Gina Carano.
Yeah,
That
Gina
would've been
Carano,
good.
perfect. And so she was in Deadpool.
She was in Deadpool.
She was like, she looked very strong.
She was
she looked very fucking.
That
strong
was
in
the
Deadpool.
bulkiest
But
I've
way
seen
fine.
Gina Carano, but
Yeah.
Gina Carano is.
She wasn't at her fight weight.
Yeah, we always end up talking about UFC fights, which I love. I really love that. But Gina Carano is a former MMA fighter. She never made it to the UFC. It's kind of before the UFC
Yeah.
had a women's division. But before Ronda Rousey, it was Gina Carano.
Yeah.
She was the one. And everything that Ronda Rousey built was made off of Gina Carano's back
She's a
at
bad
the end
chick.
of the day.
Oh, she has a movie called Haywire, Gina Carano, that has one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen. It's fucking brutal. The movie itself is pretty good, but it's got one or two scenes that are just sick nasty, man. It's worth it to see that by itself. Anyway, yeah, she would have been a perfect choice. I think she deadlifts a shitload. Like for Deadpool, I remember reading that she worked out a whole lot for that movie. She would have been great for Wonder Woman.
Well, and for somebody who is in battle and fighting, can you pick a better body frame than somebody who is a professional fighter?
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said, I'm not trying to say
Yeah.
anybody didn't do a great job. I'm trying to be a very respectful of women. Don't get me wrong, but that's just my personal opinion. I think Wonder Woman should be strong Amazonian. Don't
I thought
give a
she
fuck
was.
about
I
fitting
thought
into
she
a
was
dress.
good in Batman vs Superman. I'm guessing it's the same female.
Yeah,
right?
it's the same chick.
It has
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
yeah. Mhm.
I thought she was good in that. I mean, I feel like I didn't get I didn't get the big picture. It's kind of like the Spider-Man thing. It's like he was fine. I want to see him in his own movie, but the
Yeah.
reviews of this movie have been really good.
Yeah, I've
so.
heard nothing but good things.
yeah, we need to see it.
Anyway, so Wonder Woman, right?
Wonder Woman won that
Yeah.
fight. She beat Zelda. Okay,
the
next
shit out of
fight
Zelda.
is Starfire fighting against Supergirl, which is kind of fun because they're both like characters from
Both
the
DC.
Teen Titans.
They definitely know each other.
Yeah, they definitely know each other. I mean, they've been on teams together. Now, Supergirl obviously is a Kryptonian. She's got the flight. She's got the super strength. She's got
Superman's
laser-
cousin. I think you said that earlier.
Yeah,
Superman's
she
cousin.
is Superman's cousin. And she has the same weaknesses. There's not a lot to run down with her. She's actually technically older than Superman, but older in the sense that she was born
She
before
was in
him.
a coma longer.
But she went through like an area of space where time was slower, so he landed before she did. She didn't age as much. She's basically equated to be somewhere in like what 18, 19,
Yeah,
20,
like-
somewhere in there.
Early 20s or late teens or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Somebody do Starfire. I'm a little more foggy on her.
Murphy, you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. Starfire is just one of the. She's one of the Teen Titans. The powers. I think she's a princess. I want to say on the planet that
She
she's
is a
from.
princess. Yep.
Her power scale. She always seemed to have like a super strength. She can fly. She throws out the green energy balls, and it seems like as she gets like more intense and angrier, her strength and her power seem to kind of grow like that. That's kind of the impression I was always getting.
Her emotions kind of fluctuate her powers.
Yes.
And her powers derive from the fact that she can absorb like radioactive waves. It's sort of the way like a Kryptonian absorbs sunlight. She can absorb these radioactive waves, and it gives her powers to like shoot these beams and stuff and fly.
Yeah, she can kind of wear herself out. Like she can go too hard and then get weakened
Yeah.
by it, right? I mean, and she like shooting fire. Is that what she does?
No, it's like
Blasts?
energy.
Plasma blast.
I wouldn't call it fire per se.
Okay. Anyway, but she can do like a really big one, and then now she's kind of spent.
Yeah.
my idea.
Actually, the ones I always see her do, it seems like they're always like she creates almost like a ball in her hand and then throw it. I've never seen her like just shoot a straight beam. Now that you mention it, I don't know if I'm wrong about that, but I feel like I don't remember seeing that.
Well, she has the ability. So she calls them star bolts. She has the ability to throw star bolts, which are a normal little blast, and then she not too long ago gained the ability to take all of her ambient energy and blast it as one sort of omnidirectional explosive blast that's way stronger than all the normal beams, and then that kind of depletes her afterwards. But yeah, she can kind of do just a giant blast.
I think Supergirl's got it. I think Supergirl's hard to put down. She is almost invulnerable.
Okay. I think I 99% of the time would have gone with Supergirl, except in looking it up today, Starfire has defeated Kryptonians before because she absorbed the radiation, the sunlight that gave them powers.
Like, took it all away, like there's no sunlight for you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then she would absolutely know to do that.
I mean, she has the
And
ability.
she knows who she is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well,
Holy shit.
And,
Good for Starfire.
And Supergirl acts like a 19, 20-year-old. I mean, she's not a seasoned veteran. I mean, she's not Superman. She is not a good fighter like he is. She's kind of brash.
Yeah.
To be fair, Superman isn't a very good fighter, though.
Well, she's not as good as Superman. But yeah, she's pretty hard-headed. I don't think she would think to defend against that. And even if she did, she's like, I'm going to punch her.
Starfire, as far as hand-to-hand is concerned, she's supposed to be of a caliber. She has, in the past, she has kept up with Wonder Woman, though eventually failing.
Well,
So
Wonder Woman is supposed to be like the best melee fighter in the DC universe.
Which I don't think that Supergirl does that. She doesn't go blow for blow and stand with her for any amount of time.
That is a quote from Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Batman says that Wonder Woman is the best melee fighter in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
I would imagine Batman would say that about himself, but so that's a pretty big deal. Well, yeah, if that's the case, then I think it's pretty cut and dried for Starfire.
I mean, if you've been on a team together, you have all the time to think about what I would do to... I mean, I'm sorry. If I'm on the Avengers, if I'm on the Justice League, if I'm on the Teen Titans, and I've got powers... I mean, all the time people get like body swap episodes or this or that, and a bad guy takes over so-and-so. Superman got taken over by Poison Ivy. That kind of stuff. That's why you got to be a little bit of Batman, and you got to kind of plan, this is how I'm going to take out my friends. And Starfire was a leader for the Teen Titans for a while. She started her own team. I forget what it was called. But she knows what it is.
Starlets.
To kind of like be the responsibility of being the leader. And you're crazy if you think Robin doesn't know how to take out everybody on that team.
I don't know. Seems like maybe it's just the Teen Titans Go, but every time I've seen that, he seems to always lose all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's a killer, man. Starfire is a monster.
Oh, yeah. No, she's incredible.
Well, given this new information, is anybody going for Supergirl?
No.
Starfire.
Starfire.
Boom. All right. Next round, in fact, we have Bayonetta versus Elastigirl.
Which is not even a fun fight to talk about.
Yeah, it's really not, unfortunately.
If this were like, Plastic Man is a god, but he's stretchy god. But if this were like Reed Richards, maybe. But Elastigirl is just not on that power scale.
No,
Not
she's going to
enough
get hit left and right. The
Yeah,
bullets aren't
she's
going to
gonna
do anything to her,
beat
but
up.
eventually 2 giant hair hands are going to grab her by the upper
Hair.
torso and the in her hips and just stretch her until she gives up.
Yep.
Or just hold her, for that matter.
Yeah, I'm going Bayonetta.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Next fight is Gamora fighting against Jessica Jones. And I
I
wish
think
that one was competitive,
It's
but I
gotta
think
be
that's
Gamora.
Gamora, man.
Jessica Jones
Yeah.
has definitely got the strength advantage, but against somebody who's as trained and badass as Gamora, I don't think it's going to matter. And Jessica Jones in particular she doesn't think too much about what she's about to do. She just, I'm going to go punch you.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if they decide that they're going to just sit and swing on each other, Jessica Jones doesn't land.
And yeah, Gamora is, we talk about this a lot, like who's on their team. Gamora's like, hangs out with Drax all the time. I think if her and Drax were to go at it, it would be a pretty competitive fight. I think Drax would mop the floor with Jessica Jones.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There's no way in my mind that I see Jessica Jones winning this. I think if she lands, she still gets her arm chopped off, you know? Okay, next fight is the Powerpuff Girls fighting against Professor McGonagall.
This one's kind
Now-
of fun.
Yeah, I don't think we need to grab Sammy because I think that this one is pretty heavy towards the Powerpuff Girls.
There's 3
How
of
are you
them.
going to land on them in
I think
any
she
one
could-
of them?
She could probably handle one of them, but by that time, the other 2 are going to sneak up on her and punch this old lady in the
They're
mouth.
of the caliber, you do that stun spell, they eat it, they move on. And I know it's magic and it's not supposed to, but they're not like Superman. They're not ones that just have a weakness to it. I think they can just eat this stuff, man.
I think she can. I disagree. I think she can hold one of them. I think she could do something special to one of them. But I think, they're kind of funny and they kind of asshat around a little bit. But if one of them gets in serious trouble, the other two get serious, and they're just gonna punch her head right off her shoulders.
With the wands, you kind of get like one, and if they see like, oh, she can turn this person into a mouse, let's say, it's like, okay, well, we're not gonna let that happen anymore.
Yeah.
And then an old lady's getting punched in the mouth, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if she does one thing to which one's the mean one? Is it Buttercup? Buttercup. Yeah. If McGonagall took out one of the other two, Buttercup is not gonna fuck around.
Yeah.
Dude, Bubbles flips out too, man.
Yeah.
Bubbles does.
They gotta knock her ass right back to downtown Abbey.
Okay, so we all for the Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
So many people are screaming right now.
Okay, next fight is
Oh, sorry.
Starfire.
Real quick to that, I was at work once, and I work with a lot of guys who are like
He's a
early 50s or
firefighter,
something,
y'all.
Yeah. Well, guys like they're 50s and don't have the same sense of humor. And we were watching RoboCop, and we were talking about RoboCop, and I just kept calling it casually, Robot Cop, and on purpose, but just saying it real quick. And one of them kept correcting me, and I was like, yeah, Robot Cop, like saying it quick enough that he's like, it's fucking RoboCop, He's getting super. I was like, that's what I'm saying, but I'm telling you,
That's
baby
so
boomers
funny.
get mad at easy things.
Okay, so this next fight, that's very funny. The next fight is Starfire fighting against Wonder Woman, which is funny because we just talked about how Starfire fought Wonder Woman and couldn't keep up.
We used that argument in her last fight. I don't know if we can ignore that.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that one.
Wonder Woman.
But she keeps up this time, maybe.
Yeah, but now they're in a coliseum with no obstacles.
Okay, then I guess we're on to the next round, which is Bayonetta fighting against Gamora. That's interesting, man. So,
Go ahead.
okay, Gamora is very, very tactical. She can land a lot of shots, but she's going to get slow mode.
Yeah,
she's
I
gonna
think-
get slow mode.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna ask, and my abilities with her are only Smash related. So does her, in Smash, you counter the initial time. I think it lasts 3 seconds. The second time is 1 second, or the second time is 2 seconds.
Diminished. No,
Yeah.
in the game, which the source material that I'm using, there is no diminished. So every time she dodges a hand from Gamora, she's gonna get 2 seconds to herself where she can just land whatever she wants.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty.
game.
And I think if we're talking about Bayonetta versus Supergirl, I think Bayonetta is going to land a bunch of shots on Supergirl, for example, and it's not going to do a whole lot. And eventually she's going to get caught. But Gamora, I don't think is up there. I think she takes a couple of shots from Bayonetta, and she's severely diminished.
If I'm Gamora, I'm hoping that she's hitting me with these big fists because I think a bullet to the gut is a problem.
Yeah. Not to mention, she's got basically unlimited bullets that she can shoot at Gamora if she wants.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gamora is somebody who can dodge a lot of that stuff, but if Bayonetta has the wherewithal to dodge something from her, and she does, then she's going to just get 2 free seconds to herself.
Do you think
To
the 2
unload.
seconds is enough? Because I don't know that she's
I
going to
think it's-
dodge Gamora more than once.
Well, I think she's going to dodge one, and she's going to unload on her for what she can, and she's strong enough to where that is going to put a big dent in Gamora.
Yeah.
And she's going to be diminished enough to where she can't.
Keep
she's
up.
not at full strength and not good. I think it's Bayonetta for sure.
You don't think the healing factor's gonna play into this at all?
That healing factor
It's
is
not
not
fast enough.
I
Yeah,
think those
it's not.
strikes are going to compound. So she's going to dodge the first one. Bayonetta's going to get 2 or 3 free licks on her at least, and then Gamora's going to be like, "Oh fuck," and then try it again a lot slower, and then get another one, and it's going to keep rolling like that until she's done.
Ugh. Okay, I can't argue against that. That did it for me.
Bayonetta.
That
Bayonetta.
bullet, that witch
Bayonetta.
time is serious.
That's broken. I was so worried when I first saw it in Smash, like when I saw the release
Well,
that
she
she's going to
was.
show up.
And
Yeah,
she
I was,
Smash.
yeah.
It's bad.
The last update in Smash was entirely Bayonetta.
Yeah.
They literally changed nothing else but her.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay, well, next fight is the Powerpuff Girls fighting against Wonder Woman.
Which is
Oh
awesome.
no. Okay,
There's 3 of them.
there's 3 of them. Wonder Woman can go blow for blow with Superman, and none of them are as well trained as he. Well, God, I can't believe I'm actually using the argument that Superman's well trained.
Yeah, they are children. You know what? I think if the 3 of them were pushing against just her, she would slide back. But I think they're going to come at her one at a time, and she's going to chop them in the face.
Oh, I don't know about chopping him in the face, but I definitely think that she has the tools to. I mean, she's just better. I think they're so one-dimensional the way they fly at you, and they have no tricks that she hasn't seen. They have less tricks than
Why
Superman
wouldn't
does.
she chop them in the face?
They're kids. They're
I
they're
think
girl
she would,
kids.
She would think they're little demon cherubs. or something.
Are we
You know?
playing with the idea? Well, no. All the characters behave the way that they would in their respective universes.
I
So
don't think she's buying that shit.
I'm thinking that as far as everybody in the Powerpuff Girls universe thinks that they're children, they look like other kids. So I think that for that
I don't have any
effect,
fingers.
for
They
that
look
effect,
weird.
they're going to believe Wonder Woman believe that they're young girls.
A big thing in this fight is that I think Wonder Woman is who the Powerpuff Girls aspire to be when they grow up.
Yeah.
I think that they would see her, and as soon as they try and fight her, I think they would see her as this thing. It's like, oh my gosh, here's this person that's done this for a lot longer than I have. And chopping him in the face or not, I think she definitely could just put him down, especially
bash or
if she
something.
comes at him 1-by-1. Even 3-on-1, I argue that she could deal with that.
I think she could lasso him. Just
Yeah,
keep him
At least
tied
one
up.
of them
yeah.
while dealing with the other one simultaneously.
Yeah, there's just they've got the Powerpuff Girls are like 7 or 8 or something, right? I mean, they're
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
They're super young.
I
I
think-
forget what it is, but super young.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's kind of hardcore, man. I think she's less likely than Superman to go easy on him.
They
Okay.
might even be like 5, just throwing it out there. Aren't
I don't
they
know.
in like a preschool? Whenever they go to
I don't think
school,
it's
it's its
preschool,
own
but
separate
it's
I think it's a
elementary school.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
My
The
kindergarten.
Powerpuff Girls are a trio of superhuman kindergartners.
Hey,
All right. Well, that settles that.
Which
Not
actually,
preschool, though,
what age
idiot.
is that? Is that 5?
6. That's 5 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on where they are in the school year, really.
well, she just beats up a bunch of kindergartners.
Yeah.
But Wonder Woman wouldn't bat an eye to that. Okay, so then that puts the final fight is Bayonetta fighting against Wonder Woman.
Nice.
I like it.
I would have picked this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is hard.
Like
dude.
I told you, Bayonetta's
Dude.
a sleeper. She's gonna make it.
She's gonna make it real far. But Wonder Woman has a durability to magic.
Yeah.
And
She does exactly.
I think that she gets slowed down not as much, and it's kind of strange. That's the only thing we're banking on is that she gets slowed down
Yeah.
to land these big shots. Say you land the big hit, okay? Say you actually get a big fist to punch Wonder Woman. It's another fist. She's done it before. Say you shoot her with bullets. I mean, if she's slowed down, you'll actually hit her, and it might actually hurt her because they're magic bullets and stuff. But I don't think it's going to hurt her enough to put her down.
She's got them bands.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if she gets slowed down, you can land past the bands. But if you don't slow her down, she's blocking everything you do. She's lassoing you up, and she's slamming you against the ground 400 times.
Okay. No, I agree. I think that's a good point. If she's sort of resistant to magic, then she'll probably get slowed down less. But I mean, that's not Bayonetta's only trick. Now, to give you like a power scale, her in the game, kind of to unlock a door. Well, first of all, to progress at certain points, you have to break a giant stone wall. So you do a combo and you punch it with your hair fist and you shatter this stone wall. I don't know, Wonder Woman could do that too, but that's how strong she is. To get to this certain point, you have to throw a statue. So your hair hand comes up, picks up the statue, which is very heavy. I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to think of it.
It's
A
like
statue,
the most heavy.
a statue you would see in the park, not like the Statue of Liberty.
Okay,
But
so it's
anyway, it'll pick that up
15 feet
easy
tall.
and then slam it down or something like that. So pretty strong. I mean, I don't think Wonder Woman's strong, but
That's
she'll
pretty
feel
strong.
it. And she dances around fists and stuff like that. She doesn't have to slow people down. I mean, she's pretty stout herself, you know.
When she dances around fists, are these fists coming from people of a caliber?
They're coming from angels and demons. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, she'll fight some pretty heavy hitters, like again Medusa and just other giant demons and stuff. And again, probably not Wonder Woman, but this is Bayonetta. Bayonetta beats the game. She beats everybody she comes up against.
That's silly because Wonder Woman and Bayonetta both fight Medusa type characters.
Here's the thing. Okay, if we were allowing what Bayonetta does, her like final combo sort of thing is she'll summon this big demon dog that's made of hair, and it's like it's like King Kong sized demon dog thing, and it just chews the fuck out of her giant foe. I think that would put some serious hurt on Wonder Woman, but that kind of skates the line of summoning people, which we don't allow.
I would allow it because I think she brings in the fists from like the portals and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think I would allow it. But I mean, in your opinion, does Wonder Woman take this thing out? Because I think if she does, I think that's the trump card. And if it doesn't work,
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't. Wonder Woman's pretty damn durable too.
How durable is she? How durable is Bayonetta? Like, you get a sword to your stomach.
Dude,
That would hurt her.
She's not as. She's not as strong. She's not durable as Wonder Woman. She's a great fighter, and she like I said, she's not traditional martial arts because she literally dances around fists and stuff. So it's unorthodox, but she's good in her own way. But Wonder Woman's pretty fucking stout too, man.
I think they will both land on each other.
Yeah.
And I think that they both have the tools to put the other person out. I just think when they land, Wonder Woman's doing more damage.
She lands
sooner,
much harder.
faster. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bayonetta fights these giant angels and these other giant demons that are, obviously super strong themselves. I'm trying to compare Wonder Woman to them and how hard they hit, which is hard. Obviously, they're in the different universes and stuff.
I mean, Wonder Woman hits like about as hard as Superman, right? I mean, do you think these demons and angels hit anywhere? Do they hit close to that? Like,
I've seen some of these like cutscenes and stuff. And yeah, I mean, they hit hard. They hit real hard.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are slow moving and really big and stuff. I think that's the real dilemma that Wonder Woman presents is that she's not slow moving and she's right there in front of you and she's not easy to. I mean, she's actually going to throw a punch right next to you and stand in front of you, and you don't get to like see it coming a mile away before it happens.
You know what I think might happen? Let's say Bayonetta does get some witch time on her, right? I think Wonder Woman is going to get slow mode and then get hit a couple times, and that'll not be fun. And then she's probably good enough to go, all right. How Wonder Woman is going to perceive it is that all of a sudden Bayonetta gets super fast on her, and she's going to be like, all right, when she goes super fast, she ends up to my right or to my left or behind me or something. So she's going to go, all right, she'll do this 1-2 combo, and then I'm just going to punch behind me or I'm going to swing behind me and land on her. And that might work.
I was thinking the same thing. She like throws her shield at her and she's like slow motion dodges it, but she threw the shield because she knew she was going to have to slow mo dodge it, and then she punches her the second she comes up from dodging the shield.
it's that tactician deal, like just her having the amount of training and how long she's been around and stuff. I think that's going to give her a huge edge. I'm going Wonder Woman.
I think it could go either way, but I promise I'm not saying this just because it's topical and the movie just came out, but it's probably Wonder Woman.
That's where I'm leaning, man.
In my opinion, I think it's pretty easily Wonder Woman.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Wonder Woman takes it. There we go.
That's lame.
You think? Well, hey, maybe when we do the next ladies brackets, we'll get another competitor who could possibly dethrone the champ. Okay, let's get that contact information covered. Thanks again for listening, everybody. We have at the FN Bracket on Twitter. That's EFFIN. Facebook.com/The Bracket Official. The Bracket Rules at gmail.com. The Bracket Sucks at gmail.com. The Bracket Official on Instagram, which is tearing it up. And go to thebracket.org. Don't laugh at me. Go to the bracket. I'm just trying to make every part of this show entertaining. Oh. Go to thebracket.org where you can donate to my counseling via PayPal.
Website?
Via PayPal or Patreon. All right. Thanks, guys.
Next time on The Bracket,
That's good. I like that one.
will we invite the boys to guest star on our podcast about eating boogers and smelling toots? What?
Will Chun-Li's juicy, strong thighs save her in the next fight? Maybe she does a couple deep squats to warm up first? Juicy squats?
Should I have trusted the guys when they asked me to read all this? My favorite popsicle is farts.
They avoided period jokes for a whole episode. Will the next episode be a total bloodbath?
Shit! That's gross.
Find out all this and more next time on the... What?
I love it.
What did I say wrong?
The